Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted. What the fuck, man?
Which part of the dress code do you understand? So I'm like not getting my girlfriend's Snapchats. Are you working on
What the fuck does that mean?
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 11 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
I am Brooks.
And I'm Tyler.
And it has been a partial week.
It's indeed been a partial week.
I mean, you know, with the holiday and everything.
Yeah.
it's
I mean, I don't think that the holidays make the week any less of a week.
They kind of do. Things just kind of stop over the holidays.
For work and stuff, yeah, it's been a partial work week, but the week's still 7 days. The holiday did not change the natural order of a week.
No, okay. Look, all right.
I think what you meant to say was that work was out and holidays in.
Yes, sure. We had a very successful Friendsgiving.
We did.
I think that was
Only 3 deaths this year.
A lot of fun. Yeah, right.
Much better than last year. That was a little bit of a hell.
The great culling of the harvest bird.
Well, it helped that we invited people we didn't like last year. Hey, just walk into this room. It's perfectly okay.
That's why you buy a yearbook your senior year. So, hey, Chaz, want to come to my Thanksgiving party? I know you used to stuff me in a locker every week.
Wasn't that funny?
I've got a present for you in this room.
Please bring your own towels.
I've actually made up your Thanksgiving plate. It's right in there.
It's just like it's like a snare trap with a giant cage and like a plate of like turkey. No, better yet, it's like a turkey sandwich. It's like a bite out of it already.
Oh man.
It's actually light on the turkey, a lot of mayonnaise on it. The bread's like kind of a shitty bread, but this is for you.
Fortunately for most, most bullies to have low int scores on their character sheets. So
it took me a second to realize that you're saying int, I-N-T, not E-N-T. I'm like, what, why are we bringing Lord of the Rings into this?
Because
Treebeard has something to say to you.
We're taking far too long for this int joke.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
You are
Accurate.
correct, sir.
Accurate. Something that I did just before you guys came over, actually.
We don't want to know about that. What happens in your room stays in your room, right?
I started watching a new Shudder original series called Dead Wax, and it is very good. It is very interesting.
Still not quite sure that what I was hinting at didn't actually happen.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Dead Wax. Is that like about vinyl or?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So, because apparently, and I don't know if they conveniently made up the term for the series, but the area with no grooves in the where you can't put grooves, where you usually put manufacturer's markings and things like that.
Yeah.
In the center of vinyl is called the dead wax.
Wax.
I don't know if that's real.
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
That's how they explain it in the show. But it follows the same sort of thing. There was an episode of Constantine that actually had the same kind of plot line, where there's this mythical record that was recorded while the guy was making it, he died. And so anyone who listens to the recording, like more than just that, the sound of that death made it onto the recording, that death itself made it onto the recording. And so anyone who listens to it dies.
Oh.
And
so it's not John Denver then.
No.
It's the superhero
Country
version.
Road.
It's actually the superhero version of The Ring.
Yeah.
You watch it 7 days after you die. Listen to it, you die immediately.
It's the hipster version of the
Well,
Ring.
what's interesting?
I never watched The Ring,
and
but that one episode of Constantine was sweet.
They just had Shudder just put out a podcast called, or recently put out a podcast called like Video Video Paradise or something like that.
Hey, that was a video store that closed down a couple years ago in town, but I digress.
was.
Yeah,
I
so
missed that-
the whole
I missed that
idea
video
being that it is a video, like, so he's hunting down what are called the white tapes, and these white tapes are,
That's
there are a
racist.
series of them, and he is documenting it, and it's kind of this mockumentary sort of thing, except not being a comedy, like
yeah.
faux documentary sort of style.
My roommate used to. We had an abbreviation for the two. There was like mock doc and then something else, and I can't remember which one it is now. Thought I was going someplace. But the white tapes.
The main dude in that podcast is the guy who plays the main character in John Dies at the End. And
John?
No, because John is absolutely not the main character. David Wong.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of
Cracked fame.
yes, because David Wong of Cracked fame wrote all of those John Dies at the End books, as well as Futuristic Violence and Fancy Suits.
This is true.
So Dead Wax follows kind of a similar sort of thing where this woman is a vinyl hunter and she hunts down rare, like she gets hired to do to hunt down very rare records, and and this isn't really a spoiler because it's kind of talked about in the first episode, but there's the one record, and then there are two others that are key 2 and key 3. And so the idea being that like they would all need to be played at the same time in order for something special to happen or something like that.
And then what is it? 9 records were given to the rulers of men.
Wrong ring.
Frodo of the 9 fingers and the ring of doom. Sorry.
But it is, from what I've watched, and I'm near the end because it's fairly short. Like each episode is between 10 and 20 minutes long, which is kind of weird. Like it's a variable length per episode.
Maybe it's like has something to do with records. No,
I wouldn't think so.
I was thinking the EP LP thing, but no, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
That does not make sense.
I mean, most
but
records are probably different lengths of time.
Sure. But yeah, I have enjoyed it. I highly recommend it.
I'll check it
So
out.
is it a horror?
I mean, kind of. It's.
Suspense?
I think they refer to it as a neo-noir.
Oh, I'm into it. I have a thing for noir.
Yeah, and so
I have a thing for Neo, so I mean,
because I mean, you're basically
He dodges.
following this main character, a woman who hunts down hard to find vinyl, and is very hard boiled and just that kind of style. It's very cool.
That is one of my favorite ways to describe a character.
Hard boiled.
Hard boiled.
it takes you to a very specific
Especially
moment of
because
time.
I loathe eggs, with the exception of scrambled eggs.
What is
You don't
wrong?
like eggs?
I love eggs so much.
I
will
like
put
scrambled
on
eggs and I like
everything.
omelets, and that's about. I've advanced to fried egg territory, but that is it.
So I mean,
I don't like
that
my-
makes up a good portion of most eggs.
Yeah, it's a
that's
decent
like
amount.
that's a good amount
I
of
do
eggs.
not like egg salad sandwich.
Oh yeah, neither do I.
I do
No
not
one
like
does.
deviled eggs.
Neither do I.
I do.
It's because mayonnaise is involved in both of those.
Yes,
Mayonnaise is disgusting.
I like a little mayonnaise in my tuna.
I love
But it's got to be
I
chilled.
hate mayonnaise.
What is wrong with you? Do you like Cool Whip?
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't like any of
I was making sure that you weren't a Cool Whip guy. You are
No,
kind of from the
I think
Midwest
I
there.
think you meant Miracle Whip.
Yeah, I was
Miracle
gonna
Whip.
say.
Sorry, Miracle
Cool
Whip.
It's
not mayonnaise.
That's why my brain
Sorry,
stopped
I
for a
went to
second. I'm like,
Miracle Whip.
are we
I meant
talking
Miracle
about
Whip.
whipped cream?
Sorry,
Tyler's been eating mayonnaise on his pumpkin pie for years now.
Honestly,
That's so
Hey,
gross.
pumpkin pie time! Let's break out the Miracle Whip.
It's zesty.
do you like Miracle Whip?
I thought.
Do you like Miracle Whip? That's what I
thought
meant.
Your behavior during our Friendsgiving was a little odd when you broke out the Miracle Whip.
Spray mayo.
When you spray mayo, easy mayo. when you grab your pumpkin pie, you're like, oh, do you guys have any Miracle Whip?
It's mayo Sol. That's disgusting.
That's disgusting. Yes, I obviously
grossed
meant
out.
Miracle Whip. Do you like Miracle Whip?
I do not.
Okay,
No.
so you just don't.
I did find that,
you don't like white cream on anything.
I like Cool Whip. I'm fine with Cool
and I like
Whip.
Cadbury eggs that has white cream in them. It's just not mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I did find that you can use Miracle Whip as a substitute for butter. And okay, so
No.
fun story.
No.
It's time
No.
for a weird flex. So when I was working with I mentioned before that I work with kids, right?
Yeah.
I used to work with kids. So I had to, during our summer program, I had to cook lunch for a bunch of kids. And we were having macaroni and cheese, and I went next door to our donation center. That processes where we get all for milk and butter and blah blah blah. And we were out of butter, I think it was, and I couldn't go to the store because I just didn't have time. So I had to think fast, and I was like, "What does butter do?" And I was like, "Oh, okay. I believe it creates. I think it creates.
What does butter do?
I think it creates an emulsion
great question
with the
of
macaroni
man.
and cheese." And I was like, "Well, what else can do that?" Oh, Miracle Whip.
Gross.
No.
This sounds
It
awful.
actually
Gross.
tasted.
No.
It actually tasted really good.
I disagree. You know what? Honestly, that's no.
Gross.
It's a bunch of no.
Gross.
But I thought we were all orphans.
Yeah, what's weird is I love hollandaise, and hollandaise and mayonnaise are made in very similar ways.
Well, but hollandaise is just egg yolk that's been.
In other stuff.
So
There's
is
no man.
So is mayonnaise.
Oh, I guess you're
Mayonnaise and hollandaise are like one ingredient separated.
Yeah.
Hollandaise has citrus, like the lemon and everything that kind of helps cook the egg.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you're
like-
right. You're right. You're right.
Like, for me, if I'm gonna make
They taste very different though.
make eggs, and I'm gonna try to try again to do like an egg over easy or something like that. It's like, I like to make sure I have like a cast iron pan, right? And then you get it at a good temperature. You put your eggs in there because I like to cook for people too, and so I do that, and I get like a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper and some tarragon, just like a little bit of tarragon, and it gets nice and going. And then what you do is you take the skillet and you dump it out in the trash because eggs are fucking disgusting.
You have.
It's hilarious because what you just described is an egg that you previously said you would eat. That's a fried egg.
No, over easy.
Okay, so you just
I
leave it on the fucking
I
burner
just-
for
I don't like
just
a
a
little
minutes.
longer.
I don't like that yolky thing, and I only like fried eggs and sandwiches.
Okay, I love I love an egg over easy on a burger.
I will say I used to hate eggs as a kid. I had a very traumatic moment growing
Were
up.
you one of those kids that only ordered chicken nuggets?
No, I was actually a semi not picky eater.
Okay,
and I'm
okay.
definitely not a picky eater now. But
Okay.
I couldn't deal with the texture of eggs, and
I think that's what my problem is.
yeah, the texture.
Texture.
I will give. I'll give you it because I know exactly how it was. So I didn't like eggs, and my dad was he just couldn't accept that I didn't like eggs. And it was this point of contention between us. And he's like, if one day,
No son of mine isn't gonna eat eggs.
you're not one of my kin.
I cast you out.
He's like, okay, there's I don't remember what the game
He went to the store to buy eggs and never came back.
No, but one day he offered he offered to buy a game that I wanted. I couldn't remember what the game, or he was going to give me money to buy a game, and there was a specific game that I wanted. I can't remember what it was.
Dizzy's Adventures on TurboGrafx 16.
It's actually Jumpstart First Grade.
Freddy Fish.
But and he's like,
Burger.
but I'll give you this money if you come to. There's a restaurant down the road from us, some crackers, and you will.
That's
Not to be
racist.
confused with Crackers Barrels.
Exactly. No,
Crackers
it's
Barrels is my favorite restaurant in America. Please continue.
Go on.
But he brings me to this restaurant, and I start to eat the eggs, and as soon as I take a bite, I turn green in the face, and I felt sick to my stomach. And he's like, "No, you got to keep on eating it." And I got through the egg, and I immediately just ran to the bathroom, and he followed me, and he was like, and I threw up all over his shoes, and he's like, "I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And
Now your pop's got.
I was not expecting that to
Now
go
you're-
that way. I thought I was expecting that to go, I'll never talk to you again.
a moment of triumph. Yeah, no.
It was one of the few times my dad actually believed me because, it's kind of hard to kind of hard to deny the kid throwing up on your shoes
Yes.
currently. I remember vividly just looking straight down at the ground at his shoes, like fucking.
I went through a similar experience, if you eat this, you can do this. And it was to see
Exorcist
Star
style is
Trek
why I was
First Contact when it was in theaters back in the day. And I had to eat tomatoes on my Del Taco tacos.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a huge fan.
Wait, that's
of
a very
tomatoes.
specific thing.
I remember this like it was yesterday.
Wait, they were gonna.
This may have been yesterday.
My mom said I couldn't go see the Star Trek movie unless I ate something that wasn't pizza bites.
Zeke wouldn't take me to Alamo Draft House to go see a reissue of First Contact in the screening with additional commentary.
I probably would go see that in theaters. Anyways, we just moved to Oregon and Star Trek First Contact had come out. And at that point, my record was solid because only one Star Trek movie had come out prior to that I was alive for, I think. That was Generations. And I've seen every Star Trek movie in theaters since. So that was a traumatic and enduring experience. I had to choke it down. It was disgusting. And it was all worth the nightmares I got after I saw Star Trek First Contact.
Where you're just like, fuck, I messed up. I made a mistake.
No, I loved it. But, when you're like 6 or 7, I think, the Borg, which are basically space zombies, are terrifying. And you start to see little red lasers in the middle of the night because reasons.
Well, I would argue
normally
they are not space zombies. They are space bees.
Big ass space bee.
Because they're a collective. They're a hive.
Bees
they
in
function
space.
as a collective.
Yeah.
Zombies have no governing, body. They have no collective consciousness or anything.
Yeah, they're
Can
all
they
kind
be
of-
zombies?
Nah.
Good night, everybody.
Really quick, I want to go back to the part of the story that it wasn't that you had to eat tomatoes. You had to eat them on your Del Taco tacos?
Well, yeah, because they came with them. Like
And-
it was not going to be a substitution
It's a
scenario.
very specific thing to force you.
I mean, it
You
worked.
can't take those tomatoes off
Yeah.
the tacos, son.
It worked. it worked. I mean, I stand before you today, having seen Star Trek First Contact in theaters,
That's fair.
having the weird nightmares, receiving a strange gift package from it sent by my grandfather, dumping a whole bottle of cologne that was Captain Jean-Luc Picard themed.
Oh God.
The next week, because I thought that's how cologne worked. It was called Captain's Prerogative.
Wow.
That's what the name of the cologne was.
Of course,
Captain's
it fucking
Prerogative.
is.
And I was like, oh, it came with a little bottle. I was like, oh, this is a one-time use. And I dumped the whole, I anointed my head with oil. I stunk like that cologne for a long time.
Make it smell.
Make it smell, number one. Thank goodness my parents weren't smokers, or it's poof.
Yeah, right. Jesus Christ.
You just spontaneously
Keep them away from open flames. You have to keep your body temperature below a certain
It's like
amount
speed.
before you spontaneously combust.
It's like the world's lamest version of crank.
Yeah. You go to
Holy
say
shit.
something to someone in the kitchen there. They happen to be cooking and turn on one of the burners and the... Oh no.
What are you doing?
You just start smoking a little bit.
What have you done? See what you have wrought.
Oh man, why were we talking?
I have no idea. This is a trend. Every single week we're going to lose track of where we came from.
Wait, I think I can bring it back.
Okay, go on.
Star Trek First Contact, tomatoes, eggs, mayonnaise.
Where the fuck did mayonnaise come from?
Things that I don't like. Going back to
Eggs.
eggs. Why were we
eggs?
talking about eggs?
I don't know.
Because it started with dead wax.
Yeah.
Where did
Hard boiled.
Hard boiled.
Yeah, Look at us.
We made it.
have returned.
So, one thing that you missed by leaving when you did Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
Did you poop yourself again?
We did
just a little bit.
some live Terrify Tyler.
Oh, fuck!
Coming to a theater near you.
He played a VR game called Paranormal Activity Lost Souls. It was the most shook I think I've ever seen Tyler after playing.
I couldn't do it. That was awful. That one was one that actually put me in it. I think that might have been why. Like, because that was the most because like even
Unfortunately, we have no footage of this.
yeah, I know. So we can just talk about how I literally almost cried while fucking playing this game. Like I just, there's something about
Why do you do this to yourself?
because it's apparently hilarious.
Fair. All right. In the name of comedy.
It is
It
pretty
is.
fucking hilarious. And
Not in the
things
name
like this
of
happen.
jokes.
For being such a good sport, I got you something.
It's another scary game.
Oh,
For being such a good sport.
It's a new
in
pair of
it's
Terrify
adult
underwear.
depends.
It's Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's.
You fucking suck. I hate you.
And see, there's a Velcro on the bottom. He's a little pillow.
It looks like a weird sleeve. Oh, okay, I was gonna say it looks like a weird sleeve.
And it's super comfy.
No, God, he's so adorable and comfy, but no. Have I talked about my sleep paralysis on podcast before?
I don't think so.
I don't think I've ever talked about sleep paralysis on here. So, okay. One of the few games. We have footage of it. Did that one actually get released? Actually, Five Nights 3.
3 did, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Five Nights 3. There's a reason why that one, because that's up there. I don't know.
Five Nights at Freddy's, 3 doors down.
I think that one might have been the worst from like an internal. Like, I actually had nightmares the next day, or that night, because. So I get sleep paralysis, and sleep paralysis is the worst fucking thing. Like, it is literally awful, and it's because there's a weird real world connection to it. So like, so when I get sleep paralysis, I get a very specific hallucination, where I'll just be laying in bed, trying to sleep. I'll wake up, and there's this green filter, like it's almost like a green grainy movie filter, like over everything that I'm seeing. I'm awake, I'm conscious, but I can't move. And there is a creepy fucking woman. I think it's a woman. I don't really know. It's just kind of something that I know, because as hallucinations are, you just kind of have this feeling. And
Michelle Pfeiffer.
she's in like a hood. It's almost like a ring wraith, like the ring wraith hood, just standing over my bed looking at me. Not moving, not coming to attack me, but it's just this immense feeling of dread combined with this green movie grain filter and this creepy fucking being standing at the corner of my bed. It's terrifying. It is literally the worst thing I will ever experience. And I've had it my entire life. I didn't realize it was called sleep paralysis until a couple years ago when I like looked it up and found pictures of the hallucination that I personally have seen online, which is literally the worst thing in the world when your nightmare is somewhere in the real world. Like, it was like, seriously, people, like, it was there's a subreddit, it's r/sleep paralysis, and like, seriously, pictures after pictures of the same thing that I'm fucking seeing.
Have you seen that documentary about it?
No.
When
I try to avoid it because it's I've heard of this, but I try to avoid it just because it really does. It shakes me to my core because I don't like to think about things that my hallucinations might be like somewhat real, or there's this shared collective consciousness thing going on or something. I don't know.
So we're not going to put that green filter on this video.
No. But that's why I hated Five Nights at Freddy's 3, because the game starts and that green filter is my nightmare. It's in the game, and it's like literally like I was living my nightmare playing this game, and I'm just like, I can't do this. And I did, but it was the worst thing. I think that actually still might be number one. Like, Paranormal Activity was terrifying, but Five Nights at Freddy's 3, just because of the real world connection. And like, I was deeply disturbed by playing Five Nights at Freddy's 3.
I'm glad that I couldn't get Transference to work for you, because I started playing Transference last night and I played about 5 minutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's super spoops. It's the one that's made by Spectrovision.
Oh,
that's the Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
I want to try that sometime. I want to get freaked
Well,
the fuck out.
then let's do it.
I'm for it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. And speaking of nightmares, this allows for another awkward segue into Doki Doki Panic. I'm sorry, not Doki Doki. Doki Doki Literature Club.
Okay.
Doki Doki Panic is that other thing.
Is it? Oh, wait.
Doki Doki Panic is what the original game that the U.S. release of Super Mario 2, aka.
Is that what that was? I thought that was Puyo.
No.
Yeah, I
no.
thought it was
Puyo
Puyo as well.
is Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
and I love
Doki Doki
Puyo.
Panic was Super Mario 2 or Super Mario?
Yeah.
Oh,
I believe so. All I know is it had Doki Doki in it, and that's how I know that whatever that means. It just sounds dorky Literature Club.
Dorky Literature Club.
And like I've heard, whisperings on the outskirts of town about this game.
Yeah,
And-
I feel like I've heard very little about it. Like I've heard of people playing it, and just my initial thought was that it's a dating sim, right? Like that
on the surface.
That was the thing that made me go, no.
Yeah, well, because I've seen like,
I think
weird
I was the
weird
one who told
ones.
you about that.
Like I remember there was one that like Hatoful.
Hatoful Boyfriend.
The one with the
bird
birds.
one. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, this is probably something like that, and it was not.
Okay.
It starts off. You can pretty much break the game up into 3 acts with an epilogue. But I'm not gonna give any spoilers here because I recommend that you go out and download it. It's free on Steam, and it's always been free apparently. And on the surface, it's this dating game where you're a high school student, and you have to like join a club, and your neighbor
A literature club.
a literature club indeed.
It's a movie.
Game.
Doki Doki Literature Club is my favorite game. No, but you essentially you have to pick between 3 girls. There's 5 characters in all. There's yourself. There's like
Your best friend.
There's like you have the best friend that lives next door. You have the quiet bookish one. You have the tsundere that's just like that's just constantly gonna be like kicking your ass.
Sure.
And then you have the one that kind of mediates between all of them that really isn't much of a character, except that changes. And it all starts out. It's all fun and games until
Someone spills the mayonnaise.
Till someone loses an eye.
someone loses an eye, or in the case of this game, this is not a game for people to play. That it's not for children, and it's not for people with weak constitutions or that are easily disturbed.
It actually is.
Really?
It gets into some deep shit.
Huh.
It's
Like-
actually
Like
listed as
textually or
image.
visually?
Visually and textually, there are things to decode. You can put things in ASCII and get text.
Huh.
There are, and I didn't know this until I watched a video on it yesterday after I did a first playthrough, because I played through the whole thing yesterday, but I did not get all the endings. I just got one of the endings.
Sure.
I've only got one
Some of the endings are randomly generated.
Really? That is irritating.
But the game is constantly loading new program files in, and so you get weird text files that say creepy shit, like "help me," or like
You actually have to mess with them too as part of
You
the
have
storyline.
to-
You have to mess with.
yeah.
the
You
game
you
files.
cannot complete the game without going into the physical files and not in game, like out of game, closing out of the game, going into the game files and altering some files. You
Really?
cannot beat the game until you do that.
I'm gonna. You said this is free?
It is free.
The first 3 hours, like when Brooke sent, do I have to grow a neck beard?
Yeah, like
We're on a Facebook chat because we're friends.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like it lulls you, and even though I knew that there was something coming, it lulls you into a false sense of security because on the surface, it is a dating game. You have to, the game-like aspect of it is and I'm air quoting here, poetry simulator, which is you have 20 lists of words, and based on the words you pick, you can impress one of these girls because that's what you want. But you later find out that these girls all have deeper issues than all fighting for your love.
Little bit of a psychological,
and it is definitely a mind fuck. But it is a fantastic commentary on how terribly written anime characters are. I should say in a lot of cases, because like you have all this stuff going on, but then the more you realize, you're like, oh, okay, this character who was designed to fall in love with me, is now being altered, and oh shit, I don't know if I want this now because it's been slightly turned up just a little bit, and now it starts getting creepy. So as opposed, because like your first run through, it's all pretty normal to the end until the school bus jumps off the bridge on fire. I mean, not actually. That's
sure. Okay, yeah.
Just, it is listed as a thriller horror game in Steam.
It is.
So
yeah,
just that gives you an idea of what you're kind of in for.
Maybe I'll have to record a playthrough in that.
You should. You should,
because it's actually really good.
It's and it's a commentary on.
I'm surprised to get this recommendation from you.
I told you about this a while back.
Did you?
Yeah, Rock Band Mondays. I was like, hey, have you played Doki Literature Club? It's a dating sim, and then left it there, and then you never played it. Apparently, it wasn't good enough.
Well, I mean,
you like Brooks better.
I also didn't advertise it as a dating.
That's
sim.
true.
Yeah.
I was trying to hint. I was trying to do one of those things where it's like, I'm not gonna ruin the game for you.
I honestly don't remember that at all.
You were drunk. It's okay.
No, I probably wasn't.
You don't like me. It's okay.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate. But I got you a present.
Yeah, you got me my nightmares in real life.
Not really. He's super cute.
It didn't come in green.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Also, he's not even really in 3. He's not the antagonist in 3.
No, yeah, but he's still also
he's the one who you've lost to every time in 1.
Stop me
But
if you've
look
heard.
how cute he is.
No, he's fucking terrifying.
And feel how fluffy he is.
He is very fluffy. I'll give you that. But
What
am I supposed to do?
I
don't know.
It's supposed to be a trophy.
You're supposed to hug it when you're afraid to increase the fear. You'll need that for your next playthrough.
Yes,
Dorky Literature Club. But yeah, it's as a final piece on this, save the game often.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Save the game often, and know your computer is not broken.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that.
Fair enough.
And that was only one of the 2 fucked up things that I played this weekend. that and Harvester.
You went full bore into the fucked up things.
Well,
Yeah, Harvester looked really weird.
It was whereas Doki Literature Club was like, oh cool, like there's something to unravel here. Harvest just like, oh, okay. All right, you gotta follow me.
There's a lot of words coming out into Brooks's mouth right now.
Yeah.
He's like sorting them out individually.
Follow me on this. So we've all seen Rocko's Modern Life, right?
Yeah.
Rocko's Modern
Are we
Life.
familiar with some of the story, like as far as the big heads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how they have a son?
Yeah.
That has an animated show called The Fatheads.
I vaguely recall that, yes.
So Harvester is like if somebody made a point-and-click adventure game in the 90s and then churned it through that treatment where it just gets more absurd. And then so you have the absurd product, but without the overlaying context of a slightly less absurd thing to go over it. So It's just really weird. And it's like, it doesn't make a lot of sense, at least so far as I've gotten to, and it's just gross. But I haven't gotten to the really, really gross stuff yet. I've just gotten to that's weird. Why do you have that in your house? There's a portrait of a guy with like squeezing a piece of meat in his living room.
Wait, you don't have one of those in your house?
Like,
No.
what kind of piece of meat?
It's like a London broil. It's just yeah, and it's just like
Sounds normal to me. I mean,
it's like drip. It's like not quite
said the
drippy.
pescatarian.
yeah. I don't eat it. I just squeeze it.
Since you gave up red meat, what you do for comfort now is just buy red meat to squeeze.
No,
Pretty much.
He's been kicked out of 3 Safeways already.
I've got some. What are those?
Flake's
the
fantastic.
soothing things that put you to sleep. The aspency or what? What is it? Or like
ASMR?
ASMR. There we go.
Oh, yeah,
I have a series of I don't remember what they're fucking called. I haven't watched any of them. I have a series of ASMR videos that are just me squeezing meat.
No, he's got a fantastic new product that's 100% vegan, and it's called Squeezy Meat.
There's also a rated R version of that. Anyway,
It's still
At least
called,
it's only rated R.
it's still called Squeezy Meat.
the squeezing.
It's been a weird weekend for me in games. Let's just say that.
Mine was family friendly. I just played a lot of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu.
I played a lot of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee.
I need to get
yeah.
on that train.
Yeah, my Pokeballs are around
Where's
here
your
somewhere.
Pokeball?
I don't know.
Right there.
Right here.
There it is. Show the camera. It's
Oh,
it
that's
is
not what it is.
Freaking adorable.
Where is it?
Oh no, you didn't bring your. Okay. I was gonna be a little bit disappointed in you if you didn't have your.
It's attached to Squanchy.
You see,
I choose you, Squanchy.
I thought that was like a Tails action figure from like Sonic Unleashed or something. Just like gotten really weird. Because it kind of does look like that.
I don't think I have a Pokemon out for a walk right now. I do not. But
that's
yeah,
disappointing.
you can like transfer Pokemon to it and then play with them, and they get experience when you play with them. They get experience for walking around, and they can assist you in Pokemon Go. Because this also acts as a controller for Pokemon Go.
Assist, okay.
Does anyone in this room play Pokemon Go besides me right now?
I do now. I did
Have
when
you
it
been
first
getting
came
back
out,
into it
but
with
I'm
the
back into
Pokeball?
it because
Yes.
of this. Yeah.
For me, Pokemon went.
Hey.
But I mean, like, you know, if I had a neat peripheral to go with it like that for a cool game, then I probably would get back into it.
And I mean,
Feel
so
it.
check this
Feel
out.
this
When it's got this ring mount and then a wrist thing. So, you know, the way you actually play Pokemon Go with this is an analog stick. And you press this in, and it's A, and you press this in, and it's B, and you shake it, and it's Y. And so you the whole time, like when you're actually going through Pokemon and catching Pokemon, first off, you no longer have to battle Pokemon in order to catch wild Pokemon. It functions more like Pokemon Go, where
coerce
you
them
just
into submission.
throw. Basically, you feed them berries and you throw the Pokeball at them and hope that they stay.
Less animal on animal violence.
Right.
Exactly.
Except, you know, you'd still battle other trainers with your Pokemon and stuff like that, but you don't have to battle Pokemon in order to catch them in the wild, which I feel like streamlines the entire.
Well, yeah, I mean,
makes it feel
it's so
a
much.
lot.
Half the reason why a lot of like when I remember when, you know, like red and blue, you know, hit over here, so many kids that got excited about it but then never followed through because they got tired of walking around and having to fight everything every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's actually something that they completely fix, because there's no more random encounters.
I mean, my fix was pretty cool with just, you know, if emulating it and then turning the speed up to like 900%. Because
You're one of those people.
Because then you don't even need the running shoes. You just fight.
See,
Cool.
I just play au natural and just
wow.
you know, I just
I mean,
wow.
naked?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was gonna say.
Obviously, can you see how I'm dressed right now?
I feel very uncomfortable with that.
You can't see.
the Emperor's New Clothes scenario, right?
Emperor.
That guy's not wearing any clothes.
I don't think it's the Emperor's new clothes. I think it's the Emperor wears no clothes scenario.
Yeah, it's it.
No, it's called The Emperor's New Clothes.
Is it Emperor's new clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just...
You know, like
Yeah.
the Emperor's New Groove.
But it's The Emperor's New Clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm just wrong.
Get educated.
I'm
you
sorry.
dummy.
I thought I just always thought it was Emperor Wears No Clothes. I thought that was the
That's the payoff.
Summary. That's the summary
That's
of
the payoff. But
the
story is about the Emperor's new clothes. He gets these special new clothes that
and he's naked.
Yeah.
Okay. My
Naked.
bad.
But yeah, so you actually, when you approach a Pokemon, or when you engage a Pokemon, you actually throw the Pokeball like that, and it aims whatever, and it just feels nice to use. It's a super. I've been very impressed with the build quality of this thing.
And yeah, like I said, they got rid of the random encounters. The Pokemon are just running around in the wild, which I think is the coolest thing that Pokemon's ever done.
That way I can be like, do I need another Zubat? No, I don't.
No one needs another Zubat. You don't ever need another Zubat.
There's a spray
you
in a
catch
store
the
you
one
buy.
and you just stop because fuck that thing. Even just playing through it, I'm like at Mount Moon, I'm like, no. I caught the one and it just kept flitting around and I'm like, this is the worst timeline. I hate this. This is like, seriously, you're moving around. I have to throw it at you? Like, what is this garbage?
Yeah.
I still don't understand how it differentiates between animal and human.
Oh, what, a Pokeball?
Yeah, like in the universe.
In lore?
Yeah, like how did the Sylph Corporation figure that out? Or maybe they didn't.
So what prevents you from throwing a Pokeball at a
catching a
human?
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Catching a person?
Yeah, I mean, is this law enforcement use police Pokeballs?
Freeze! I choose you!
Larceny, I choose you.
But yeah,
Oh man, that'd make human sex trafficking really dark in the Pokemon
Oh
world.
God! Oh no!
You had to bring that
I
up.
did. I'm sorry.
But yeah, I never got into the old Pokemon games, and I have already spent probably 8 or 9 hours in Let's Go Eevee, and have been thoroughly enjoying it.
I've always thought Eevee was absolutely adorable.
Eevee is absolutely adorable. That's why I chose Let's Go Eevee instead of Let's Go Pikachu.
I went with Pikachu just because I knew I wasn't going to be able to evolve Eevee.
What do you mean?
Because you can't evolve your Eevee, can you? Into Flareon.
Of course, you would have to, right?
Well, if it's a remake of Yellow, and in Yellow you were not allowed to evolve Pikachu. I haven't tried to use a Thunderstone on Pikachu yet because I've assumed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a full remake of Yellow. You were not allowed to evolve your pal.
And it followed you around. I didn't know it was a remake of Yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's not a
didn't know
remake
that
of Red or Blue. It's
So
a remake of Yellow.
so you have to go. Okay. All right. I got you. Cool.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a
That's
thing.
an even more
Can't I just
incentive.
catch another Eevee?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
But it just won't. It
yeah,
won't
you
be
can
a-
you can evolve your other.
It won't-
that Eevee. I don't know.
No, I know. I've got Gyarados. Like I've evolved. Everyone else.
I'm not saying you can't evolve anything. I'm saying
just the one.
Just not your bud.
The
Just
one
not your pal.
titular character. Like
and
They
yeah, I said tit.
they have really like driven home the cuteness. Like if you talk to someone in
Doki Pokemon.
not in Cerulean City, but in if you talk
geez.
to someone
missing no thing.
if you talk to someone, it is a Pokemon club that you do talk to. The head of the Pokemon club. In the city with the ship with the cruise.
Vermilion.
In Vermilion City, he gives you an outfit to match your Pokemon, the same colors of your buddy Pokemon. Because the first thing that you get is an outfit
sports.
for your Pokemon to wear the exact same thing that you are wearing.
I've never been much into like the cosmetic parts of like
That's
Pokemon,
stupid.
because that's been getting like more and more of a thing over the last few Sun and Moon. You could not only could you dress your character up, you could like it.
But also
more
the Pokemon
cuteness.
from that region look different, and you can get those Pokemon in this.
I heard about.
You
that,
know,
which I kind of enjoy.
the only accessory that any Pokemon
Alolan.
needs is if you're a Farfetch'd, you get a leek. If you're Alakazam, you get spoons. And if you're in the Squirtle Squad, you get motherfucking sunglasses that look like this.
I'm a little disappointed you can't actually dress up your other Pokemon just so you can do that right
Yeah.
there. Because if I could get a Squirtle, because you can get Squirtle,
Squirtle Squad.
You can't catch them in the wild, but you can get all of the starters.
Yeah,
just
I noticed.
from,
I already got
catching.
a Charmander.
Yeah, so you capture a certain amount. That would be amazing if you could actually dress up your
Farmander,
other Pokemon.
wherever you Charmander. Yeah, I've been
Yeah, I'm not
sitting
even
on that one since '97.
I'm not even gonna justify that
No.
one with a boo.
No.
You know, we're just gonna move on from that.
I would say you're the king of the world, but I'd be lying. The other... Fuck, there was something else about it that I really enjoyed. I can't remember now.
I enjoyed that there's a lot more trainers to fight. Like, even though it's a little easier,
Are they
like having the master trainers that you can.
Yeah.
Are they all still like occupational stereotypes?
Yes.
Okay, cool, good.
Yeah.
Hiker wants to battle.
Yeah, there's camper.
I only have
there's-
one kind of Pokemon that are easily defeated by any
Yeah.
starter.
And then there's the Pokemon fanatics who are all dressed like
Yeah.
Slowpoke.
The super nerds.
Yeah.
Super nerds. Miguel, super nerd, wants to fight, and then you have to kick his ass for fossils.
Yep.
Oh no, the super nerds are very different than the fanatics. Because the super nerds look like hikikomoris. They look like yeets.
Yeets?
Yeet.
Oh wait, that's a Japanese term. Yeet. Oh no, it's neat,
Oh, okay.
not yeet. It's
was gonna
neat.
say.
NEET
Neat.
is a
No, I've heard of neat.
is a solitary otaku, like who refuses to go out into the world.
Yeah.
Long greasy hair.
Yeah.
and-
But that is what
Very small hands.
those
smells like
super nerds look like for that you had to fight for the fossil.
Yeah.
But then later on, when you get past Diglett's cave and go into the cave where you have to have the light up special advance technique, you'd fight the Pokemon fanatics that are all dressed like Slowpokes. Like they've got like Slowpoke's face on their pink shirts and they've got little ears on their heads and stuff.
dorks.
Yeah.
And then you beat them up and you take their money.
Pretty much.
Slap their books out of their hands. Throw them up against
So
the
my
lockers.
question is, which fossil do you pick? Are you a dome guy or are you a helix guy?
I picked the dome.
Okay,
I
cool.
always pick Dome.
Good.
Kabutops is the fucking.
I
coolest.
know. Okay.
I
just
have
wanna
no.
make sure.
I see. Not having a history with Pokemon,
This
I
is your
have
first
no.
journey.
I have no idea what my choices
Ryan's in a
are
whole
doing.
new
So have you hit Lavender Town yet?
I just got there. I think.
You're
Is
gonna-
Lavender Town the cemetery town?
Yes.
Yeah, I just got there.
Oh man. Shit's gonna get weird.
I love Lavender Town. It's so cool,
But-
and also super depressing.
The on the topic of the Alolan region Pokemon, I have an Alolan Geodude and I have a Alolan Rattata.
Nice.
Yeah, Pokemon goes
You need to
spring
get
break.
the Alolan Diglett and evolve it into an Alolan Dugtrio, because goddamn, that is a glorious Pokemon.
Is it?
Oh, it's adorable. It's got the He-Man long golden locks. It's fucking fantastic.
That's amazing.
Like you catch this Pokemon and you just expect it to go, hey yeah 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 hi yeah.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna catch some waves for low tide tonight. You want to come out?
Yeah, I have been very surprised. I've been wanting to get into Pokemon for a long time, but it loses my interest pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't allowed to play it much as a kid. I still got to play a little bit as a kid, but I visited it in my like early 20s, and I was just like, I've wanted to do this for a while. Now's my chance. And then I was just like, yes! The fact that it's
amazing.
portable, the fact that they were portable made the game for me, because like if Pokemon Red was like a console game and it's just constant, because it's like, it's an RPG, but it's not like it takes too long if you're just sitting down at home playing it.
Yeah.
Like if you're, because I have it on my phone.
Those emulators, the phone emulators for it. So good.
Yeah.
I had silver on my phone too. I was like, yeah.
I'm running through Leaf Green right now.
Thank you.
Which Leaf Green is, so in Japan it was the red and green version instead of the blue. And so Fire Red and Leaf Green were the remakes
Of Red and Blue.
of Red and Green, the Japanese Red and Green,
Sure.
in the U.S. market.
Okay.
So you can play the original, but with better graphics. The music's okay on that one, but it's a little more balanced and it's fun. You can actually see what they look like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, when you play red, blue, and yellow, like everything was just.
It's like, well, I think
That's
that's
Well, what's funny is they still make those noises in this game.
That's my one complaint. And like I understand that they're doing it for nostalgia reasons, but like I wish that they actually updated the MIDI sound bites with to the actual, like, because later versions of like Sun and Moon, you get more of them actually talking and stuff. It's not just them.
The only one that doesn't sound like that is your chosen pal, and Eevee sounds a little pornographic. I'm not like. So I've put Eevee in my Pokeball before, and so you can play with your Pokemon, and you just hear, and Jasmine's like, Ryan, what are you doing?
nothing. This is my private business.
It's a
Don't
little.
come in, Mom.
It's a bit much.
I'm playing Dead Wax.
Playing with my dead wax. Go away.
Also, Sunset Overdrive came out on PC.
Did it?
Oh,
I need to play it because
Sunset Overdrive.
I've been waiting for that one to come out on PC for a while.
Sunset Overdrive is literally the reason I bought an Xbox One.
Yeah,
And
it's one of the reasons that like I never wanted to get an Xbox One, but that game made me want to get an Xbox One.
And it just hit PC like last week, I think.
dang.
And it is very pretty and tons of fun. And it's on Steam for like $20 or whatever.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I still have yet to, and it's only because I keep forgetting to buy it until I've like spent my allotted like fun money on stuff. Man,
You budget?
I try to. I'm not very good at it, but
Neither
I
am I.
But I will. Hopefully, in 2 podcasts, I will have got and beat Mega Man 11. Because as the Mega Man guy, I've been slacking.
You have been.
I didn't even finish. I haven't even finished Bloodstained Curse of the Moon yet.
Yeah, neither have I.
I'm on the last level. I got to the. We're gonna make this so much like Castlevania that you're gonna get violent and start throwing things.
See, I can't blame me for not playing Mega Man 11 because actually one of the games that I just started playing this last week was Undertale. I've never played Undertale in my life before. Okay. Makes me feel a little better about myself.
Mega Man 11, I am on the Wily stages, and I've been on the Wily stages for a long time. Like, I got there months ago and then just kind of let it sit. I still need to get back into it.
I was warming up this week though for it because I've started playing Mega Man 3 on
You gotta get those calisthenics in.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the second one is like the classic Mega Man game. It's got everything. It's the most.
2 is the one.
Yeah,
that
it's the one
most.
And I enjoy that one very much. I'm very good at it. But my favorite of the original 6 is the third one. The third one has third one's where we get Rush and we get Proto Man. And we have some really cool tunes, and we get the slide. We don't have the charge yet. We sort of get the charge in the second one, but then that's just for the atomic fire weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Does Rush slap at a base, man?
Oh, okay. We're done.
I'm sorry, Ryan. I had to do it. I'm sorry.
We're done.
I'm sorry.
We're done. You're done, kid. You're done. Pack up your shit and get out. You're done.
I'm sorry.
God damn it. On that note, we have no voicemail again this week.
Damn it!
No one likes us. It's just like high school.
I'm gonna have to.
Don't forget, you can give us a call at 805-222-6287. We will play your voicemail on the podcast. I know for a fact that I have friends who have said that they were going to call and did not.
Some of my friends did.
Yeah, your friends are the only ones who pulled through.
But the other ones need to get their shit together.
We should just start calling in and like disguising our voices.
I was gonna do
Look
that.
how popular we are.
If we ever get a call that's
just this voice, this talk, then you can be sure that it's definitely not me. Absolutely, certainly not me.
If you find a guy that kind of talks like this,
and this is definitely not me. No, not even a little bit.
hi ho, it's definitely not Ryan imitating Kermit the Frog here.
Oh my God, they killed Kitty.
Oh man.
Sample quote from famous thing here.
So you can call us. That number again is 805-222-6287. We really enjoy getting voicemails, and it's now been 3 weeks without
So get it together.
internet.
Make us feel like we've progressed beyond our early formative years.
Beyond
No
the
one called us
pale
anywhere.
of the beginning.
Honestly, it's a little bit nostalgic not getting phone calls because it reminds me of when I used to not get phone calls.
I am reminded of my youth.
Simpler time when no one would call me.
AKA last week.
Even people I had to work with in school. They'd rather take the F for some reason. Guess I'm just too intimidating on the phone or something.
That's exactly it, Brooks. You're just too good for them. Just too good.
So does anyone have any rants this week?
Not really. I mean,
A little mini rant.
now that Thanksgiving is done, now I guess is the appropriate time for Christmas music to be on, and so I can't be upset about that.
Yeah.
Although I was.
Me too. Me too.
I was. Don't be a dick. That's pretty much all I have to say.
I feel.
I have a little mini rant just from because we started today's warm up with watching the Lion King trailer.
Go on.
Okay. Don't get me wrong. I love Disney movies, and I've actually really enjoyed some of the live action remakes that they've made. For instance, Beauty and the Beast was pretty cool.
The best.
And actually, The Jungle Book was way better than I was expecting it to be.
I thought The Jungle Book was very good, yeah.
But for the love of God, Lion King, that's not a live action fucking remake. That is not. That is just a it's not live action. You're CGIing the really nice, beautiful animation.
Are they marketing it as live action?
They are calling it. I believe so.
I know people are saying that it's live action. Like you said.
Yeah, I don't know
live
if
action.
are they
But
saying it's live
what's
action?
the point? Is it going to be? Are they going to change it? Is it going to be a different movie, but with different voice actors, except for Mufasa, because James Earl Jones?
Yeah,
you can't replace James Earl Jones. And that's you know what that makes me do? That just makes me compare it to the original as a fucking
It's
Walt Disney Studios. Disney's The Lion King opens in theaters July 19th, 2019 from Disney Live Action.
Disney live action.
From Disney Live Action.
It's not live action. It is animated.
Some animals.
But says from Disney Live Action. That is a subset of the studio.
And apparently owned by Jon Favreau.
Director Jon Favreau's all new Lion King, so
because he also
Lion King, he is directing it.
He also directed the Jungle Book.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
I mean, Jon Favreau's great.
I love Jon Favreau. He's fantastic. And again, the Jungle Book was amazing. But again, why? It's like I'm gonna watch it because I'm a consumer whore and how
The Lion King.
Like, what is the difference between this? Are we gonna get like scene for scene? It's animals. We've got the animated animals. It's just a different type of animation.
You know, from the day we arrived on this topic, and blinking, stepping into the sun, there's more to see than can ever be seen, and more to talk about than can ever be done.
I hate you so much right now. I hate you so fucking
Brooks, you just redeemed
much.
every bad joke that you've ever told.
I hate you. I hate
Mostly
you.
because you've upset Tyler.
Oh, I am. That
It's
to the
a circle
core.
of rant, you know?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
See, there's not a difference except they're slightly different. It's not hand-drawn animation anymore.
Is this a Planet of the Apes sequel? Or?
Ah! Yeah, this is so infuriating. It really is so annoying to me. Like, why do we need to do this? It doesn't need to happen. Tell us
how you really feel, Tyler.
But John Oliver's a perfect choice for Zazu.
You know, I'm still waiting for my live action Buzz Lightyear Star Command thing.
And Donald Glover's great casting.
Yes, he is. Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Billy Eichner.
Billy Eichner's good.
Keegan-Michael Key.
And Beyonce.
Who's Key being?
I don't know.
Possibly a key role.
What? Never mind. See, nowhere in that trailer does it say live action.
But it says,
but,
it
you
says
know,
on the
they
official
just expect it at this point. They're just not allowed to say it because they know it's not fucking live action.
It says that it's from Disney live action, which is a subset, and especially, you know, makes sense considering they also did the Jungle Book. That is a subset of Walt Disney.
I just don't understand why we need to remake it again.
Well,
there's no reason.
Again.
We don't need to remake it at all. Lion King was great. 3D Lion King was also kind of cool. It was interesting. It was interesting.
Coming right at you.
They did make a 3D Lion King. It was interesting. But no, this is completely unnecessary. It's just gonna mess with my childhood and make me sad.
I mean,
I'm gonna sit this entire think about
why is it gonna make you sad?
It's not gonna make me sad. It's just gonna make me mad.
Why?
Because think of this is formative literature for me, even though it's movie-ture, I don't know, cinema.
Right, but
formative
it looks
cinema.
like it's just going to be the same thing.
Yeah, so there's no fucking point of it existing.
With a lot of people that we currently love.
Still not a point for it to exist. There's no reason to do this. I'm just going to go in there like, you know what? You know who'd be better at doing this? Everyone else that was there in the first place.
You know, it's interesting considering that you're playing, what's the name of that Pokemon game you guys are playing?
Let's Go
Pikachu?
Yes, but there's no voice actors.
Which is a remake of Pokemon Yellow, which is a remake of Pokemon Red and Blue.
There's no voice actors in that.
You also played as a child.
Video games can consistently improve. There's a difference. Like, it was beautiful. Like, it's not like Lion King looked like in horrible.
It has the same story.
8-bit, crappy, garbage graphics.
And the animation was good. The animation was good in the 90s. Okay.
Does that look any better than the original animation? It does not.
It looks different.
It looks different. That's the issue.
Very much like the
Pokemon,
the 8-bit rendering of the Pokemon Red and Blue on a Game Boy
versus the 3D rendering of Pokemon.
So,
I'm feeling personally attacked. Personally attacked.
My favorite Greek hero.
Persicles.
I'm feeling attacked right now. This is.
I mean, like,
supposed to be on my side. I thought we were friends.
We are, but this is
sorry.
Friends can disagree.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Honestly,
like, not gonna ruin your
if you were
childhood.
gonna remake Lion King, don't make James Earl Jones Mufasa again, because that just makes me compare everyone to every he's gonna be amazing. You know, James Earl Jones.
Make him Timon.
That would be hilarious. It would be like what they did with Ninja Turtles with the last 3D animated series. Rob Paulson, who was Raphael in the original animated series, was the voice of Donatello in the 3D animated series.
That's fantastic.
Teehee.
Yeah, that's my rant for today.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
We'll leave it there. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Adios, muchachos.
Luke, it says I'm locked out of my account again.